Hello guys, and welcome back, and thank you so much for joining me on another video from the Whiskey Speaker channel. I am Nathan, and today I'm not going to talk to you about an individual distillery per se. I'm not going to talk to you about an individual whiskey per se. I'm going to talk to you, interestingly, about health. Now, you might not sync the two together, whiskey and health, but believe it or not, this is a good excuse for drinking whiskey. As I must stress, as ever, drink responsibly. With that in mind, we're going to roll on with 10 now proven things as to why drinking whiskey is actually of a health benefit for you. So, when somebody complains, you can raise a glass to them and explain to them what you're doing is actually for your own health and benefit. And if they wish to partake, then they are more than welcome, depending on how jealous or how you wish to guard your precious liquid gold. Right, so we're going to roll on to number one. So, for all of you who like large Mackie D's or take it up to a slightly more refined standard of a Aberdeen Angus steak. Now, I'm not saying that all you guys who have a Mackie D are a slob. I myself will quite happily partake in a Mackie D's any day of the week. But anything from a high end to a fast food, believe it or not, whiskey will actually contribute towards weight loss. What it does is it ends up drinking whiskey will help reduce and curb your appetite, which in turn actually reduces the amount of which you want to eat. So it's really quite simple as that. So that's quite handy to know. But obviously, drink too much, and then we've got a problem. Now, they often say that obviously drinking as well is a good way of releasing stress, and this is no exception. Obviously, the higher level of alcohol percent, we're talking over 40% alcohol by volume, is going to aid a nice benefit to becoming rather relaxed, and hopefully you can still feel your pulse. If you've drunk too much, then you won't be able to find it very well because you'll be too relaxed. So yeah, it slows down basically the activity in your brain, and as a result you become more relaxed. Now, interestingly enough, for those of you who already have diabetes, of which I do have a few friends who already suffer from this, whiskey is not a cure for diabetes. However, it is known to help control or aid averting diabetes from developing within those who don't have it. So basically, there's a grain alic acid inside, and basically this helps control the glucose levels being released into the liver, which then in turn obviously helps make sure that you keep a nice balance and that you don't fall into the category of becoming diabetic. Interestingly enough, moving on to the next one, number 4 on our list, if I can count, does help. We're going to focus on strokes. So obviously, anyone who's seen the advert on TV, fast face, is there any kind of like absence of awareness in the face? You know, can they raise their arm? Both, 1, 2. Speech, is it slurred? Hopefully mine's not, although possibly might be, as I've started to enjoy another whiskey just to get me through the day. Just the one, mind you. And then time to tell someone, tea, fast. So with that in mind, believe it or not, it goes a little bit back to helping to relax, which is that if you drink alcohol, what it does is it actually thins blood. And in turn, obviously, if you thin blood, it reduces help avoiding clots. So, number 5, kind of going a little bit down on reducing eating from earlier on, but believe it or not, cholesterol levels can actually be reduced as well. So I'm going to try and hopefully pronounce this well. There is a good known high density of lipoproteins, or HDLs, which are increased when drinking whiskey. And what that does in turn is it keeps the back in check and levels put on an even playing field. So what that does is effectively it means that it keeps cholesterol or bad cholesterol at control, or at bay I should say. Interesting enough, then moving on into number 6 on the list, we've then got prevent heart disease. With good cholesterol comes a healthy heart. Antioxidants within whiskey will help to avoid coronary heart disease, which is phenomenal. But obviously, none of this should be taken as an excuse not to get out there and run and exercise. I'm not telling you what to do. I myself, unfortunately, hate running, but I do it because I know it's good for me. So, but all this is pretty amazing, bearing in mind that it is just a simple drink, and no wonder they call it the water of life. So yeah, it's definitely starting to stand up to its reputation. Interestingly enough, moving on to number 7, you've also got reduces chances of cancer, which is really cool. Um, there's inside the barrel, there's the acids which are released, and they have, with the new make spirit, antioxidant properties. It basically doesn't combat fully and eradicate the chances you get in whiskey, but the antioxidants from the acid released from the wood into the whiskey somehow concocts to create a higher immunity system against developing cancers. Moving on to number 8, gives your memory a better boost. So obviously, once again, if you drink too much, then you ain't going to remember what happened yesterday, let alone what happened a week ago. But the antioxidants help the brain and retain information, which could be unfortunate if you're tone deaf and decide to do karaoke after a few rounds. Increases longevity, coming up to the penultimate one there. So I'm guessing you already know the answer to this one, but once again, that word again, antioxidants. That's right, antioxidants increases lifespan and fights the effects of aging. But it's all balanced again. Drink too much, like if you was to see somebody sitting on a bench drinking special brew, then obviously they're going to age terribly. If we drink whiskey in moderation, then we're all going to look younger, healthier, happier. Fortunately, the sun's bleaching my appearance quite drastically here, so I'm probably looking reasonable. And last but not least, going back to helps your immune system. Now, apparently, there's good reason why doctors used to prescribe whiskey as like a better cure. Whiskey is basically a brilliant way of helping you boost your immune system. It will attack the liquid common colds and basically everyday ailments, which is brilliant. Not too scientific-y, I hope, after all this. I'm not even sure that's a word, scientific-y. But I'm going to stick with it. But yes, guys, there is 10 proven health benefits there. Going a little bit off on a tangent today, but I do hope that you will find that slightly useful. Research it on the internet. It's fascinating what actually comes up, which I never knew any of this until I did like my own research. And also, if I can't find a video on this anywhere else, so hopefully, if I'm the first person, kudos. But if I'm not, please let me know if there is anybody else who's released a video in relation to health benefits, because I would love to watch it and I would love to see it. As ever, I hope you are all keeping safe during this chaotic time, and as ever, I'm encouraging you to tuck into that lovely whiskey haul that hopefully you've got sat at home. If not, you're hopefully in good company and keeping safe. thank you ever so much for joining me. If you've got any comments, as ever, drop them in the box below, and I'd love to hear from you so I can respond. And hopefully next week I will give you a whiskey review on either a particular style of malt or a blend or a grain. Who knows where that's going to go, a bourbon or rye. Let's mix it up a little bit. Or we might focus on giving a review about a distillery. So once again, thank you very much for joining me today. Enjoy the rest of your day, folks, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.